We're in the green pastures of East Vancouver, and today I'm going to tell you about an amazing event that happened here at the PNE in May 1985. There was a major motion picture in production here. It's a common sight these days as Vancouver is known as Hollywood North, but before Expo 86, it was big news. Sylvester Stallone was here to film the epic fight scene between Rocky Balboa and Ivan Drago for his new movie Rocky IV. And we've come back to reminisce because on November 11, 2021, Stallone will release a brand new director's cut of the movie. And I'm particularly interested because I was in Rocky IV, but my appearance didn't make the final cut of the original, so I'm curious if it will be in the new version. Ooh, hey, this cow's lying down. I guess that makes him ground beef. Just in case you didn't see Rocky IV, the plot goes like this. Heavyweight boxing hero Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion, is in the corner of his friend Apollo Creed for his match against Ivan Drago, a Russian boxer who's been scientifically trained and medicated. When Drago kills Apollo in the match, Rocky blames himself for Apollo's death and promises to get revenge on Drago in the ring. Against the wishes of his wife Adrian, Rocky is off to the USSR to take on Drago and hires Apollo's former manager Duke to help him prepare for the fight. While Drago enhances his amazing punching power using high-tech equipment, Rocky toughens up under the guidance of Duke in a compound in the frozen Soviet countryside with his mindset on destroying Drago. These are all pictures of the Rocky-Drago fight that supposedly took place in Russia. By the way, I took these shots on my TV. Rocky IV is part of my state-of-the-art Laserdisc collection. The fight between Apollo and Drago was filmed in Bally's Hotel in Las Vegas. And Rocky and Drago didn't actually fight in Russia. The fight took place over the course of several days in Canada, here inside Vancouver's Agridome building. And the good staff here at the PNE are so kind as to let us into the historic Agridome to visit the famous spot. I was in high school in 1985, and one day my drama teacher asked the class if we'd like to be background performers in Rocky IV. So we all took a bus here for the day, be part of the crowd. No CGI back then. The place was full of thousands of real people. It was an amazing day, except for one horrific incident that happened to me I will never forget. And once we're inside, I'm going to tell you all about it. Stay tuned, friends. All right, we're inside the Agridome here, and boy, this brings back some great memories. The boxing ring was there in the center, and I was sitting right here, front row. I was dressed as a Russian spectator. Some may say I was just an extra, but I thought it was a very important role. It was the first day of a week-long shoot, so they were working on the fighters' entrances that day. All right, it was mid-afternoon. Somebody says, we're having a 10-minute break. I said, I'm going for a donut. They said, all right, you go for a donut. I didn't care. Place was packed, jam-packed. I'm walking down here, narrow little aisleway. Sudden say, phoom! Something flashed right in front of me. I looked down at my feet, and lying right there was Rocky's glove. I froze, and some dude ran by, snatched it, and took the glove. I couldn't believe it. I looked back at the ring over there. Rocky was standing there. He had thrown his glove to me, and I let him down, and it's haunted me ever since. Sorry, Rocky. Other than that, I have lots of great memories of that day. Stallone was incredible. In addition to acting as Rocky, he was the director. He was dealing with all kinds of crew at all times between shots. He was in charge of everything. In the afternoon, it was getting really hot inside here, and lots of the crowd complained. One of the crew finally mentioned it to Stallone, and he ordered all the doors to be open to let in some cool air. He got a big round of applause. At one point, I noticed the most striking person I'd ever seen. Someone yelled, "Who's that?" Someone else said, "Oh my God, it's Brigitte." It was Brigitte Nilsson, who played Drago's love interest. Stallone couldn't resist her, as it turns out, and they were briefly married after production. Between takes, Tony Burton, who played Duke, was very friendly with the crowd. He leaned on the ropes and looked at everyone, happy to chat. Really nice guy. He sadly passed away a few years ago. Lots of movies and TV shows have been filmed here inside the Agridome, most notably Happy Gilmore, starring, you guessed it, Rocky IV fatality Apollo Creed. Poor guy gets killed in Happy Gilmore too. I'm looking forward to the new director's cut of Rocky IV. I'm sure Mr. Stallone will include my performance in this one. He says that he approached the new edit with sensitivity, wisdom, and confidence. Stallone has hinted that the Italian Stallion gets a major payback and the new version will be deeper and better. Although it sounds like the movie's infamous robot character won't be in it. The new version is called Rocky vs. Drago, the ultimate director's cut. And Stallone says that a full-length behind-the-scenes documentary is being shot for the new release as well. Some say that Rocky IV is a cheesy picture compared to the others in the series, but it still went on to gross $300 million worldwide, the most of any Rocky movie. And as for my missed opportunity to have Rocky's glove, well, I do have something else, almost as good, to remember my brush with greatness. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the security pass I received that day, an incredible treasure. It says Rocky IV, got a little picture of Rocky and Drago, Pacific National Exhibition, the Agridome, 8 a.m., April 30 to May 8, 1985, and I'm number 28006. And on the back it says, all persons present will be photographed for footage to be used in the theatrical motion picture tentatively entitled Rocky IV. And that's not all. There's one final piece to my story. There was a Chapter's bookstore in this building in 2001. I was working close by when a colleague told me that Mr. Stallone was in the Chapters. I ran over as fast as I could, and there he was, by the magazine aisle. I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Stallone, do you remember when I didn't catch the glove you threw me?" Without looking at me, he walked by and said, So I got that going for me. Thank you for watching this little taste of old Vancouver as she once was. My thanks to Bev Sugarman for makeup and Jewel Hailmere for wardrobe. Please tap that good subscribe button. I'm Jean-Claude Vancouver, and until next time, be good to the other.